Hey guys, welcome back to Jesse Invests. Today we're going to look at my dividends portfolio, and look at how it has been doing in the month of July. So this will be pretty short, sweet, to the point, but excited to showcase this with you guys. And it's been a little while. Starting off, we got $22 in cash in this portfolio. We are at $3,300 invested. We're up $667 or 37% returns. This is our growth chart since we started investing a little bit over 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago. This is how the growth has been. It's about 18% a year. It's pretty good. So of that $666 in earnings, $500 is from the price of the stocks rising, and then $100 of that is from dividends earned, which is real nice. And then we can see here the 8 slices. In my growth stock section, we have a nice little 24% returns on the core growth. We're at 55% in tech, 55% in financials or so, and then you can see all these percentages here. It's real nice. The only negative zone we have is healthcare, down 24%, because that section is just Eli Lilly inside, which is down 24% to date, which I'm fine with because Eli Lilly I bought at a real high. That's going to take a lot of time to see how that ends up doing. Now, if we go to my activity page, we can see, holdings. We can see how my holdings have been doing. So the positions I have are JP Chase, Kroger, this is sorted by how well they've done for me, SMH, which is a semiconductors ETF, MasterCard, Caterpillar, Texas Roadhouse, Microsoft, Costco, Apple, VYMI, which is a international ETF, and then VU, which is an S&P 500 mutual fund ETF, Aflac, McDonald's, SCHD, Main Street Capital, Waste Management, Eli Lilly, and Target, for a total of 18 positions, and I believe there are 14 individual stocks for mutual funds. So that's where I'm at with there. That's what I've got in the portfolio. Let's look at gains, right? So my best performers are JP Chase, up 90%. And then Kroger up 55%, which is still way behind JP Morgan. JP Chase was just a really good investment. Kroger Semiconductors, which is like Nvidia, AMD, Intel, they're bundled into this ETF here. MasterCard, Caterpillar, and Texas Roadhouse. And then my worst performers are Target and Eli Lilly. And then really all my performers are performing really well, except for these two, which are down significantly. Some losers in my portfolio are Target and Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly, I believe, is cyclical, and it just got done with a really high cycle, so it might be a while. Target, I still believe in, because I don't know what's going on right now with Walmart stock going up on earnings and Target dropping, but I just don't feel like that is capturing some real intrinsic trend values, because I may be in a younger generation. I'm right on the border of Gen Z and millennial, but nobody I know that's millennial shops at Walmart. Nobody I know that's Gen Z shops at Walmart. Nobody alpha shops at Walmart. Like, everybody in their 20s or high 20s and younger that I know in my personal life shops and loves Target. Older people in my life, like my parents and my parents' friends, they love to go to Walmart. So I just think that Target is doing something right, because I love shopping there. I get groceries there. My wife gets groceries there. I find their prices okay, and with their store brands considerable to Walmart's prices. So I just feel like there's value there that is just being underrated by the market. So I will continue to hold on to Target as long as I believe in them being a company. So yeah, that's where that's at, guys. Now let's go to the juicy part. How many dividends I earned this month? So in the month of July, there weren't any dramatic portfolio changes, and there weren't any dramatic dividend changes either. For deposits, I deposited $40 into my account, and there was a $3 monthly fee from M1. So I added a net $37 to my account. And I bought $27 of Maine and $4 of Eli Lilly. I sold nothing. The dividends I earned were 65 cents from Texas Roadhouse, which is a 3% increase from last time. I got $1.90 from VU, which is the S&P 500. That was a previous dividend was $1.98, so that actually was a loss of 8 cents. And then Main Street Capital paid me 46 cents, which beats the last dividend of 20 cents, so that was a 130% increase. And then JP Morgan paid me 58 cents, which was a 9% increase. So in the month of July, for a $3,000 portfolio, I earned $3.59 in dividend payments, which was a 25% increase from the last time these specific companies paid me, a 35% increase. So nice little baby checks on Texas Roadhouse and Main Street and JP Morgan. VU being almost at $2, that was a pretty significant one, which makes sense because VU is a pretty significant portion of my portfolio. If we go to my dividend income sheet, that $3.59 that I just talked about, we can see it's captured here in the month of July. So it's not my greatest month of the year so far because there were a couple $11 ones which were really high. But besides the big $11 months, this is the greatest month so far. So that's pretty cool to see. We're at an average of $4.46 a month in dividend payments, and we're at $31 so far this year. At this rate, we are on track to pass $62, which, while not a major jump from last year, is still an increase of dividend payments from last year. So hopefully we can get past 60 and closer to $100 as the year goes on. Really excited about that. But yeah, guys, there's not a whole lot to share about this besides that. It's just a quick little update. That's where we're at right now for the month. I'm really excited for everything going on. If you guys would like, there is going to be a link in the description, which is usually not open to anybody. It's usually a paid Patreon supporter link. But I have a Discord channel, and I want to fill it up and get everybody access to it and not keep it behind a wall right now. So for the limited time, join that link down below. Absolutely free. Jump into my Discord, get access to spreadsheets, get access to the community. I'm working on building a community of investors and people who are big into personal finance, and where we can all chat it up, do special Discord-only live streams and things like that, to drink some coffee, talk about dividends, talk about stocks, talk about options, talk about budgeting, and just get together and bounce ideas off of each other and talk about our gains. So go ahead and hit that link down below in the subscription, and I will see you guys there. Peace.